Leo, welcome to your December 2023 tarot reading. I'm Kate Smith-Kors. I'm a Reiki master and a tarot intuitive, and these are the collective messages for you. So take what resonates and leave the rest. The first message that I want to talk about is this Mother Mary card, and this is from the Keepers of the Light Oracle by Kyle Gray. And so the message here says, Mother Mary, love and peace. Let go of the need to be right. Choose peace. Mother healing is possible at this time. So some of you could have a strained relationship with your mother, or it could have had issues in the recent past, or maybe even in childhood that just needs some addressing at this time. And even if you don't speak to the mother figure in your life personally, maybe doing some work on that energetic cord could be quite successful this month. So it's just something to consider. And it says, let go of the need to be right and choose peace. So sometimes we get so caught up in arguments and we get so frustrated at people because they're just so blatantly wrong. But I'm hearing something along the lines of choose your battles, understand which battles are worth fighting for and which ones you can just kind of let go, right? Which can be difficult to do at times. The extended message with this card says, it's time to let go of conflict or the need to be right. The more you fight for the point you want to prove, the unhappier you will be. Pointing out the mistakes or perhaps the mishaps of others just blocks the road to love in your own life. Mary, the Divine Mother of Acceptance, is with you now, encouraging you to forgive. Forgiveness is not about letting anyone get away with their bad choices, but about choosing to create your own happiness. Mother Mary also brings healing to you and your mother. If you miss her, are out of contact with her, or have an old trauma that needs healing, know that Mary's miraculous light is here now to wash away the darkness. So there were nice little tidbits of information in there. Again, take what resonates. And they're just suggestions, if you choose to do some mother healing or maybe even inner child healing, clear that mother cord, it might be a good idea for you. So what are some other overarching themes? What are some overarching themes that you might be experiencing? Okay, this is a lot. This is a lot more than what came out in the other people's readings. So okay, Ten of Pentacles. This has come up in reverse. So I do feel like there is some type of tension within the family that needs some addressing, some ancestral healing that might need to take place. This can also say, I almost feel like some of you are tempted to spend a lot of money. Just be sure that you're investing it in the right places, right? Sometimes we just blow money. I just saw some type of meme or something like that on Facebook that said, I just heard a mother in Target yelling at her kids saying, we don't just buy things to buy things. And I really wish she'd have that conversation with me too. I feel like that's kind of the energy of this is sometimes you might get into a state of frustration or depression or be upset about something, and you go to spend money as a way to cope. So obviously that's only going to resonate for some people. Just watch your spending in the month of December. Temperance. I love it's fire and the water coming together. It's kind of opposites. I'm hearing opposites attract. There could be somebody that comes in to help balance you. There's an alchemy that comes with the Temperance card, which is about two things coming together to make something new. This is also the message of everything in moderation, right? Temperance, the energy of this, especially in reverse, could very easily go towards excess. Getting too angry, too hot-headed. So this could also be, some of you might be diagnosed as bipolar or something like that. But this is also about moderation. So if you enjoy alcohol or anything like that, just monitor how much you are consuming, how much you're allowing this to influence your life and your energy, and making sure that you're not using those types of things as coping mechanisms. Same thing can go for food or any type of addiction that we might have. We have the Strength card. This is your card popping out. I love this energy. I feel like you're getting in tune with you. You're becoming your, I don't want to say most authentic self, because we're always kind of trying to work on that, and I don't feel like you're necessarily there yet, especially with some of the little messages that are popping up, right? We're always working on it. We're always students. We're on a journey, right? It takes a long ass time to get to the point where we're like, I am absolutely, truly being authentic to who I am in every moment, because we have these influences of how we're supposed to behave, what we're supposed to say, what we're supposed to do, all of these things that were established in childhood. So that's why I'm also getting some like inner child healing that might be good for you in the month of December. But I feel like you're being more authentic to who you are. And also Leo is such it's a masculine energy, right? It's the sun. And just a little hint of these flowers over here in the corner is probably not going to focus, but it's just a feminine touch. So I wonder if you guys are tapping into your feminine energy. And that would make a lot of sense, especially with the Mother Mary card coming out, right? Feminine energy. These flowers are giving me a feminine energy. And then we have the Seven of Cups in reverse. I'm putting it over here next to the Temperance card because these two indicate potential addiction resurfacing, right? The Seven of Cups is a card of options. When it's showing up in reverse like this, to me, it's saying monitor how much you go towards the things that you use as coping mechanisms and the things that you do because they just make you feel good. That's not necessarily self-care, because I don't know that these things are necessarily like good for you and your health. Just monitor, okay? I feel like part of the message here too is that you can there's a possibility of losing touch with reality when you dive into the excess, or if you are maybe too much in your head. I feel like there's a desire that you have, but you're not being realistic. Okay, so there's a need to be logical with some decisions that you're making. Some of you could potentially, because we have the Four of Wands in reverse, you could be breaking ties with somebody. The Four of Wands upright is union energy. In reverse, I'm hearing breaking ties. You might be choosing not to be friends with somebody anymore because it was just too difficult. Maybe there's too much tension. Maybe you don't get along like you used to. There could be issues if you're married. There could be some issues popping up within the marriage that need your attention and need healing. It's not saying that you're going to get a divorce, because I don't predict that, but there could be breakups, ending friendships, cutting ties with somebody potentially, or there could be some healing that needs to happen within a marriage. I guess, when I think of the number 4 cards, I think of a strong groundedness, right? There's 4 legs on tables and chairs. They're solid. They're stable. And when this 4 of Wands is in reverse, I feel like something is not grounded. It's a little bit unstable. And make sure that the choices that you're making are from a heartfelt space, because this is what feels best and right for you, and you're living authentically. You're not making choices because I feel like some of you are maybe seeking attention. And I know that can be hard to hear. I'm not saying that you are, you just want to be dramatic. You just want attention. Like, that's not what I'm trying to say. I feel like there's a part of you that's not feeling seen. And that might lead to you reaching out to unhealthy people. So an example I'm not saying this is your life, but an example would be you're in a marriage, your partner is not showing you the attention that you're wanting, so you reach out to an ex, or you reach out to a standby, I call them. Growing up, I think I had an aunt that joked around with her daughter or something like that, to always have a standby. When you have a boyfriend, have somebody on backup. That way, if that relationship ends, you can just hop into the next one. Like, she was joking around because, like, that's how people act. That's what a lot of people do, and it kind of is infuriating in a type of way, especially if you're the other person in that relationship, because it's like, you know, I was fully committed, and this other person just doesn't want to be alone. It doesn't mean that you love them, you just don't want to be alone. I almost feel like that's part of it too, is that I think that there's even though you might be with somebody, with a partner, with a friend, when you're with them, either they only talk about themselves, or they don't listen to you, or maybe you don't have the same interests, something like that. So even though you're with somebody, it feels like you're alone. Maybe even with a parent. Maybe you have a parent that's like on their phone all the time, and you just want to like go have lunch with them, and they won't get off their phone. Yes, you're with them physically, but emotionally, you're lonely, right? They're not there. They're not present. So just be aware of the choices that you're making, and see if it's because this is what feels best and right for my soul and is for my best and highest good, or am I making this choice because there's a part of me that needs healing. There's a part of me that is calling out for attention here. Okay? And for some reason I keep seeing a star, and I'm hearing the word stars aligned. I think that there is somebody that you're supposed to be. This is difficult, because I feel like there's half of you that are like, the relationship that I'm in, the stars aligned for us to come together, or the friend that I have, the stars aligned for us to meet up and come together. But for another part of you, it's like you're already in a relationship, or you already have a really good friend, or maybe you have this could be, you have a mom, but maybe you don't have the best relationship, but then somebody else comes in and they are like a mother figure to you, and you're like, the stars aligned for us to be able to have this mother-daughter relationship without her being my blood, right? Okay, so I hope all of that makes sense. The last card that I have here is the Nine of Pentacles. This feels much better. I feel like you're starting to transition. I feel like once you recognize what pieces of yourself need healing, and I keep getting this message of inner child healing, because I feel like some of you were not heard. You didn't feel heard. You didn't feel seen. You had parents or siblings or friends that weren't really there for you, okay? And so as a Leo, you tend to be a bit more social, but you're a fixed sign. You like consistency, and you like, you're very loyal, okay? And so I feel like there's a part of you that could shut down and completely block others out, or block out the people that do love you, because you don't feel maybe worthy or deserving of their love. And then there's another part of you that is like, you know what? I am going to just be the most independent that I can possibly be, and understand that I need to fill up my own cup. I need to love myself first. I need to put me first. And so this Nine of Pentacles is a very independent energy, and I do like the energy of this that I'm seeing here. Some of you could also be connecting to some type of bird. I don't know if this is a falcon. It looks like they have some type of cover over their eyes. I don't know if I can get this much closer without it blurring. But that could be a potential message for some of you. Okay, so now let's dive into... Actually, I want to use the Rebel deck, Leo, because you guys are usually fun. You guys usually have a good sense of humor. So this deck does have swearing. It is a little bit brutal, but I think you guys can handle it. All right, what messages does Leo need to hear? All right, it looks like it's just one message for today, which is fine. It says, you are talented and fucking amazing. The world needs your power. Use your voice. Don't use it for dumb shit. I love that. The world needs your power. Use your voice. Just don't use it for dumb shit. Okay? So make sure that the words that you're speaking are authentic, right? And yeah, we can joke around, we can have a good sense of humor, but just make sure that you don't do that in excess. Some of us use like self-deprecating humor, and it's not to make ourselves feel better, but in a way it is, right? It's like, oh, if I can just laugh about this and pretend this is a joke rather than actually dealing with the issue here, then I can just keep brushing it off, right? But this is saying, like, you're talented, you're amazing, you have so many good qualities and traits. Use your voice to be powerful. There's a very important Leo in my life. I feel like before I met them, I was almost like a mouse. I was just so quiet and just, I felt so small. And this Leo showed me how to roar. They showed me, you have a voice, use it. Stand up for yourself. So I encourage people to definitely use your roar. Use your lion roar. You have a voice, be heard, and utilize your talents in positive ways. How can you help others too, right? Like, do good shit for humanity. That's another one of the cards in this deck that I love. It wouldn't surprise me if that one had ended up popping out too if I kept shuffling. All right, so now we are going to use the Neoteric Feminine or Neoteric Divine Feminine. I can't remember what it's called, but I'm going to quickly try to pull on health, wealth, and love, what messages you might need to hear for Leo's health. What is coming up? Oh, the Hierophant card. There could be a Taurus in your life, but you could also be going to some type of coach, like a mentor in some capacity. This says tradition, social groups, conventionality. Oh my God, I can't say that word. Conformity, education, knowledge, and beliefs. So there could be something around your belief system that you have within yourself that leads to issues with your physical health or emotional health, mental health, spiritual health, right? Maybe you could be really drawn to spirituality, and maybe you're watching tarot videos on the down low because maybe you have a family who is very religious, and this is the devil's work. You know what I mean? That's just how it's kind of viewed sometimes. So Hierophant card, again, represents Taurus. So there could be an important Taurus in your life that can help you on some type of health journey, whether it's mental, emotional, physical, spiritual. And I feel like they are giving you lots of wisdom. They're so knowledgeable. So they're educating you on, okay, this is what you're going through. These are some things that have worked for other people in the past. Why don't you try some of them and see if they work for you? I feel like they're a good mentor. And I actually, like, even though Hierophant energy feels a little bit more like strict to the point, like that's kind of just what it gives off, I'm actually feeling kind of an empathetic energy from this person. And this could be an energy that you take on as well. Maybe you're doing a lot of research. Maybe you're becoming the researcher, and maybe you're educating others. Maybe you've been through some type of health journey and you've learned a lot, and now you're sharing this with other people. Ten of Swords in reverse, it says survival, improvement, healing, lessons learned, despair, and relapse. Be careful. If you have an addiction, be careful of relapse. Absolutely, because we had the Temperance card come out and the Seven of Cups in reverse. And as much as I didn't want to say it, there's a potential for relapse in the month of December. Do your proactive duties to try to take care of your health so that you're not tempted as much to fall into some of these old patterns, okay? And now let's go wealth. What do you need to know about money? That's too many. Just a couple, please. No. There's a bunch that wants to come out with money. Okay, this is fine. 10 of Wands. I feel like just be careful of your, like, keep track of your budget. Budgeting is going to be good. I feel like you put a lot on your plate. You might be stretching yourself a little bit thin financially. The 10 of Wands is somebody who is maybe a little bit overwhelmed. They have a lot on their plate. So just be aware of budget. Maybe go through budget. See what things you can eliminate and get rid of. So this is about delegating too. That's a message of delegating and prioritizing. Figure out what's most important, what needs to be done. Knight of Pentacles shows you're doing what you need to do to get things done. You're planting the seeds. You are being practical, reliable, efficient, stoic, slow and steady, hardworking, committed, patient, conservative. Those are just potential meanings of this card. It doesn't have to be the, exact meaning. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles. This says generous, caring, nurturing, homebody, good business sense, practical, comforting, welcoming, sensible, luxurious. Absolutely. So I feel like there's a shift. There's a shift from being stretched, what feels like being stretched and a lot on your plate, but then when you go through and you're doing the budget, you're doing the work, you are organizing, you're figuring things out, so that when you get to the next year, January, February, March, things are feeling much more stable and secure. And also some of you have a family, and it's like you're gonna make sure that your family's needs are met. Like, there's no question there. You're doing what you have to do to make sure their needs are met. So, props to you for that. And now I'm also seeing something about money envelopes, like cash, like budgeting with cash too. Like only making sure that you have enough in your bank account to cover bills, and then like groceries and gas and all the other things are like cash based. So I'm seeing some of you entering that type of budget system. So I'm using a different deck because a lot of these cards have come out. I want to see if there's repeats. Now we're going to go into love. Oh, that one definitely wanted to be seen. That stood right up. Let's see what it is. The Four of Cups in reverse. I think you're paying attention. Strength card in reverse. This is your energy, right? It had already come out once in another deck. Same card. This is reverse. So in love, I don't think you're being true to who you are, and you're also impatient. There's an energy of impatience. And maybe you're not being empathetic with somebody. I feel like somebody is trying to reach out to you. I feel like this is maybe a partner or a friend or a family member. They're like, hey, I'd like to make amends, or I'm showing you that I'm interested in you, potential love partner, whatever, depends on what your situation is, but your focus is so over here. That's what this would represent upright, right? And this is in reverse, so I feel like you're starting to pay attention. There also could be somebody that, friends, family, partner that you're in a relationship with, and there's somebody you've been thinking about. Like your head has been in the clouds, and I almost wonder if you're getting impatient. You're like, I'm tired of waiting for them to reach out. I'm going to reach out to them. Okay? But again, make sure you're coming at this from a heart-centered place. Is this best and right for my soul? Is this what I'm really feeling called to do? Or am I just being impatient? Am I letting my past traumas get to me? So just maybe assess that situation, and also come at any loving relationships that you might have. Again, whether it's friends, family, partner, potential partner, from a place of empathy. The Strength card in reverse is not a very empathetic place. You need to show more compassion and more empathy for other people and what they're going through as well. I feel like you have the tendency to be forgiving, but in the moment when you're upset with them or frustrated, maybe it's the words that you're saying. Maybe in the moment you're not able to do that. So this is like, put up that stop sign and take a pause before you speak. That way you're making sure that what you say, you mean. Right? Mean what you say what you mean, all of that. So these are the messages that I have for you for December, Leo. I hope that you have a beautiful month ahead. If you're looking for a personal reading, you can book on crystallizewithkate.com. Otherwise, I will see you in another video.